Hi there, welcome to the next video in our series for the electric wholesalers. Today we're going to be talking about routers. More specifically, we're going to be going into a little bit of detail on mesh systems. So I have in front of me the M30 here today. The beauty of the M30 is that it acts as a standalone router. So you can have just one of these devices if you have a small studio apartment or just a one-bedroom flat. But as houses grow upwards or vertically, then you probably need more coverage to avoid black spots across your home. So black spots will be those areas that the Wi-Fi signal just can't penetrate, maybe due to insulation in the wall. We often get interference in Wi-Fi from fish tanks, from baby monitors and from microwave ovens and things like that, because they operate on similar radio waves. So the beauty of this device is that you can stack a number of these devices and create what we call a mesh network. Unlike a traditional router and extender, a mesh network preserves the speed of the system across all of the devices in a much more efficient way, whereas an extender will often halve the speed when it extends the signal moving forward. So I'll now hand you over to Mark. He's going to add a little bit more meat on how to best use mesh.
Yeah, so with mesh, as Alan was alluding to, as homes grow, as our reliance on technology gets greater and greater, within the home or within a small business, having a reliable Wi-Fi network is a must. Essentially, we can get a couple of these M30 units and place them at various locations around the house. So one would be near your router or be acting as the router, so would be near the internet connection here. Another one could be at the back of your workshop, or it could be in the back of your the back bedroom. And what the devices do is they form a very stable connection between them, and they talk. They talk in a way securely between the devices, and they send information ensuring that this one is as quick as this one. Why is it helpful to have a couple of these? So if you've got a busy network at home, so if you've got children that are using games consoles or PCs for homework or sharing lots of video data, i.e. on streaming services and things like that, having these two devices talking together, forming a stable mesh network at home is vital. It's key to ensuring that nobody's going to get frustrated with what they're trying to do online. In a business sense, if you're looking to extend networks, if you're looking to provide Wi-Fi in, for example, a small restaurant or a small eatery or a dental surgery, again, you don't want that disruption. So if you're using it as a business sense and you're trying to get information across, whether it be music for your system, or if you're trying to get work-related files across, having a mesh network can help, especially for a small business.
Yeah, one of the other advantages of mesh is that you get one single ID for your network, what's called an SSID. SSID stands for Service Set Identifier. But in this case, we'll just call it, you have one mesh network. So one of the things that would always happen is if you have a router and an extender, the extender will produce a different Wi-Fi signal. So if you're working at home, the kids come home from school and you have to change your location, when you're walking between downstairs and upstairs, you would have a moment where the Wi-Fi clicks to the other connection, to your extender connection. You can often lose work calls, you can often drop calls at the very worst possible times. So all in all, mesh is a great solution for homes, and as Mark said, we would recommend it for a small business where perhaps you want your customers to have basic internet access, but you don't want them to be drawing down big files and all that kind of stuff, somewhere where people are going to stay for a short period of time. A mesh network, because obviously for a proper small business, we'd recommend some of our small business routers and products to make sure that you get the best signal possible for your business. That's about it we've got for mesh and routers, so stay tuned for the next video and hope to see you again soon.